Hey everyone, Meg here from I Teach Stamping, and today we're going to be making the sweetest little flower card. So I'm going to be using the flowers from the Cutest Cow stamp set. We're not going to use any cows on this card, just the flowers, and it's super cute. So I've got that stamped in black ink, and then you'll see that I'm stamping this wee little tiny sentiment. Now you're going to see later on that this does not work, and I'll talk about why when we get to that point. All right, now I'm going to be using some Stampin' Blends to color in my flowers. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for my petals, and I'm just using the dark Daffodil Delight. I'm not doing any blending with it. I'm using the light Pecan Pie for the center of my sunflowers, and then for my leaves, I'm going to be using Granny Apple Green. I'm going to start with the light and color in all my leaves, and then just on the little crease lines in the leaves, then I'm going to go back over it with the dark, and our cute little stems and leaves will all be good to go. All right, to finish off our flowers, I'm going to be adding some little white dots using a white gel pen. I just thought it gave a really cool finishing look to our flowers. Now we're going to die cut these out. I'm using the Deckled Circles dies for this, and I'm die cutting out both my flowers and a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. These are going to go so well together. I love this set of dies. So we'll pop those out, set them aside, and we are ready to move on to our dry embossing. So this is going to be the splatter embossing folder, and I'm using it with a strip of basic white cardstock just to add a little bit of texture to our card. I love this embossing folder. We're going to add that dry embossed piece across the middle of our pattern paper, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. I like to keep my little strips like this a little bit longer and trim them down. That way I'm sure they cover from edge to edge of the pattern paper, because it really drives me nuts when it's just a hair too short. All right, so we've got this. I'm gonna bring in a basic white card base. We're gonna fold it in half and give it a nice crisp edge using our bone folder. Flip it around, and we're gonna add our pattern paper right on top of it. Now that we're done with that, we're gonna layer our circles together. So just regular adhesive to layer the two circles together, and then we're gonna add these to our card using dimensionals. Now remember that I said that sentiment wasn't gonna work? Look how small that is on there. Like, that totally doesn't work. In my mind it worked great, but it didn't. So I'm gonna trade it out for a bigger sentiment. We're gonna stamp it in real red onto some basic white, and then we're just gonna trim it out with our scissors. No fancy tools for that. And then once we have this all cut down, I'm just gonna use liquid glue to add it onto the middle of our card, and we're ready to add our finishing touches. For a full list of the supplies and everything I'm using, make sure to check out my link in the description. It'll take you to the blog post that gives you all the information. All right, now we're gonna use some classic matte dots. I'm gonna be using the white ones. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. Look how sweet this card is. It's simple, it goes together in minutes. There's a little bit of coloring, but not too much. Make sure to like and follow I Teach Stamping for more ideas and inspiration.